If you've studied the history of design in terms of how it evolves in response to need, and how there's this kind of remarkable momentum or kind of what pushes design is so tangible, you start to understand how many problems it's resolved. If you kind of take that and then you move forward to why design is now currently in healthcare, we're here to kind of help answer questions that understand the human element in trying to refine our tools, and the tool is like the delivery of care. And so I think also our role here is a group that are comfortable with experimentation, with risk, with failure. We see it as part of our process. We often ask people to be part of the experiment, and that's hugely disruptive. I mean, it's one thing to have someone in a room watching what you're doing, but if you start asking that surgeon to think differently or behave differently, or asking a whole team to experiment around a different model, it's so risky, it's so disruptive, it can interrupt the rhythm that they've been using for so long. The implications of it are huge.
Designers come up with an ethos where there's always this kind of chasm between now I know something and now I have to make something. And the training of a designer is you get even though it's scary, every time you do it, you get really comfortable leaping across that chasm. I think it's that leap that we're willing to take to the next step, to say, well, I don't know, maybe something like this, that then allows people to critique or modify.
There's not a lot of cheerleading around what we do, so you do a presentation and frequently you'll have worked so hard for like 3 or 4 months or something. You present it, they thank you, and then you leave the room, and then there's a conversation about it, and that's really painful.
It's not really about us learning to adapt to their way of thinking or them learning to adapt to our way of thinking. It's more about appreciating what everybody's different ideas about something brings to the table.
So we have to know that things happen in a Mayo way, and that we're just contributing to that. We're not changing. We can't change the way decisions get made. It's also quite a culture shock for a lot of designers when they come here, that they have to manage their relationship as they're working with the stakeholder, with the person who sponsored the piece of work.
It's not a place for a more sort of ego-driven designer, because the nature of the work is that you sort of do it and it dissipates and you put it out into the world and other people are going to take it and run with it.
There's just no way that we could do work, in a lab and then present it and it be meaningful to anyone.
If you think about the art and science of medicine, I think the science is what they learn in school, but the art is what they practice. And I think it's very telling that designers practice and physicians practice, and that is the nature of doing the work, is to kind of go in, get your hands dirty, try it out, learn, come back out, and each of those is a learning experience.
What the designers really bring to the team is healthcare it's such a personal human experience, and our physicians oftentimes they look at this as they're treating the individual as a patient. They're looking for the problem. They want to diagnose and treat that patient. And I think what the designers really have brought to the team is the ability to look at the whole human experience, and outside of just being treated as the disease, what motivates that person to help partner with their own care, what helps them to be motivated to follow what the recommendations of the provider will be. And so I think my advice to designers working with physicians, be patient with them.
It's a new idea of the Mayo brothers. The whole idea of the institution was it takes a union of forces. Well, it still takes a union of forces. It's just the forces are a little bit different. They're not just all physicians now.